Welcome to Economics Trainer. This video was made to help you strengthen your skills in microeconomics. Here we have a sample question, care of brighttutoring.ca. It's the kind of question you'd expect to see on a test in a first-year microeconomics class. Let's work through it together. So here's the question. Consider a competitive market with a supply curve of market price P equals 40 plus 0.1 times quantity supplied, and a demand curve of market price P equals 140 minus 0.4 times the quantity demanded. With that information, we have to figure out what happens when they implement a production quota policy of 10 units and how that changes the equilibrium market price, consumer and producer surplus, and what deadweight loss it generates. So to start off, let's find the competitive equilibrium and then see how it changes when the quota comes into place. So here we have supply and demand. Let's draw it out. So let's see, with our supply curve, we can see it starts at market price 40 and increases from there. And then for the demand curve, it starts at 140 and then decreases from there. In terms of the competitive equilibrium, that's where supply equals demand here. So that's where we start off, where the market wants to be. That's going to be Q star and P star. So let's figure that out here. Supply equals demand. Okay, let's write it out. 40 plus 0.1 Q equals 140 minus 0.4 Q. So let's put all the Q's on the left-hand side here and move that over. That'll go positive, and we get 0.5 Q. And on the right-hand side, let's move this 40 over. It'll go negative. Take it off that 140, get 100 left over. And then we can just multiply each side by 2 to get rid of that half, and you get Q star is 200. So that's going to be this point here. Then we can go up, hit supply or demand, doesn't matter at this point, and we can go over here and get the price. So let's plug it into supply. Okay, say our price is going to be 40 plus 0.1 times the equilibrium quantity, 200 here. So let's see, 10% of 200 is 20, so we have 20 plus 40, so the P star is going to be 60. This is your competitive equilibrium here. So you see we have 60 here. So this is where the market wants to be. And let's see here, okay, when we implement a quota, the quota is going to be the left-hand side where it should be of this 200. So we're going to have 10. Let's see, let's put this fairly far over here. It's going to be the Q bar of 10 for the quota. 10 down here. And then in terms of that amount, you can see the price here for the demand is going to be up here at this point. And then you can see at this amount, you're going to have a consumer surplus, let's see, up here. And then you're going to have a big producer surplus down here. And then the deadweight loss here is going to be this big triangle. So let's figure these out. The consumer surplus is a little small one here. Let's get that figured out first. So let's see, consumer surplus. Let's see, base times height divided by 2 for a triangle here. Let's figure out that area. So we figure out the base, it's going from 0 to 10. So we have 10 for the base, and then for the height here, we got to go from this point to the 140. So you have to figure out what this point is. So let's go over. Okay, that's where 10 hits the demand curve. So let's figure this out here. So okay, this is the demand curve, and we have a quantity of 10. So let's see. Okay, it's going to be 140 minus 0.4. We have 10. That's going to be 4. So we're going to have P bar of 136. So that's going to be this point right here. So we're going to have a height of 4. Just the distance between the 140 and that 136. We say divide by 2 for the triangle here. And we say for the consumer surplus, okay, let's see, we have 10 times 4 divided by 2. Okay, that's 2. 2 times 10 is 20. Which is really small because it's just a little small triangle there. Now for producer surplus, it's a little more complicated because we have to figure out the box here, and we got to figure out this triangle here. So we got to go here to here for this box, and we got to go here to here for this triangle. So let's see, okay, so producer, let's do the box here, which is a rectangle, so it's width times length. And we have base times height divided by 2 for the triangle. Let's figure this out here. So we have 136 at the top point here. This point here we don't know, so let's figure that out. So if we go over and say, okay, that's where 10 hits the supply curve, so let's do this here. So we say quantity 10 is the supply curve here, so it's going to be P. So let's call this P tilde here. That'll be 1, let's see, it's going to hit the supply curve, so it's going to be 40 plus 0.1, and then you have the 10. So that's going to be 41. This point right here. Which makes sense because it should be above that 40. So now that we have the 41, we can say, okay, this big blue distance here, which is the height of the box, or the width here, will be 136 minus 41. And then for the length, it's going from 0 to 10, so that's just 10. And then let's see, for the triangle down here, okay, the height is easy. It's just 41 minus 40, that's just 1. And then let's see, for the base, let's see, that's going to be 10. And then divide by 2. So let's see what this is going to be here. So here we have 136 minus 41 times 100, or times 10. So it's going to be 950 in the front there. It's going to be the box. And then for the back, oh, that's just, well, that's going to be 5. Okay, so we're just going to have 955. So that's our producer surplus. So that's the big blue areas here. And then for the last part, for deadweight loss, let's see, okay, we have a triangle here. We got to go from this point to this point. We have that distance. And then we got to go from, let's see, this point here to this point here to figure out that triangle. So let's see, base times height divided by 2. So let's see, the base here is going from 200 to 10. That's going to be 190. And the height, let's see, that's going to be 136 to 41. And then divide by 2. So, okay, let's clear everything. So let's do 136 minus 41 times 190, and then divide by 2. We get 9,025. That's going to be that purple area. And that's how you complete that question. This video is brought to you by people who like, share, and subscribe to this channel. You can also support my work by buying me a coffee.